Friday morning. It's been raining like crazy for the past 12 hours. You can kind of still hear it going. I know I'm off work. I am. The last 3 days have been vacation. Tomorrow's Saturday, then we have Sunday. Well, looks like I'm going to have to get to work again. A different kind of work, if you know what I mean. You know what happens when it rains? Time to go out treasure hunting at the good old Goodwills. And we're about to hit those things up on a Friday, too. It's not even 8:30. Got to get my butt out of bed, put on the work clothes. Dress for business to get down to business. See if we can find some major things at all the treasure spots. Let's go ahead and do it. Time to get going. It's going to be a little bit rough. Traffic's going to be a little bit rough. It's only about 9:30. But you know what? Can't get started until I do something else. First things first. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was kind of strange. I left out of that one with absolutely nothing at all. You saw a few nice things. I thought about grabbing them, but you know me, half the time, some of the stuff I collect in the store, I just carry around with me while I'm in the store, and that's it. I never buy. Kind of like when I go to places like Home Depot and stuff like Michael's. I try to find things that can be useful or turn into something else. And I just carry it around with me until I make a decision, yay or nay. Man. But you talk about another strange occurrence in there. You talk about being weird. I know it's a Friday, it's a weekday, and it's raining, so I'm trying to find treasure at these Goodwills. It's going to take a while to get around town. At least it's only 10 o'clock. Still the morning time, still early. But I'll tell you something, though. When I went to that Goodwill, after about 5 minutes, the same little Cambodian guy walked up to me. Same guy that was there like 6 months ago, just about. And he asked me, is this for a woman or a man? And he had a pair of like workout pants or something like that. And it took me a while to try to make a decision. Why did I have to make a decision for this guy anyway? I mean, it's okay if you can't tell the difference, you know. But it was the same guy, the same dude, as 6 to 7 months ago when I came out there, asking the same question. Definitely a lot of strange people in this world today. And I'm one of them. On our way to the second one. We got about 6 to get to today. Probably going to be about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock by the time we get done. Might be surprised. Might be 7:30 because of traffic. Dang. Oh well, I just missed it. I was trying to rush up in this place. And 3 senior citizen ladies pulled in. They were able to make a right-hand turn before I had a chance to make that left. You know they're going to beat us inside the store. Man, everybody's going to beat us inside the store. We're about to catch a beat down. But who's in Texas I'm supposed to be looking for? Look to Texas. You will find her. Already headed to the third one. Time to ride through Buckhead at 12 noon exactly on a Friday. It's beautiful driving through here with these giant trees. It's beautiful driving through here with these giant buildings. Sky high. Welcome to heaven. Different kind of tree. Just a very modern version of it. Remember that place that they had scheduled to be built out here, City Place? Way back in like the early 2000s, 2005, they proposed that thing. It was supposed to be like 8 40-story condo buildings. Never got built, of course. I don't roll through here like I used to. Need to do it more often, really. I mean, this place is tight. Love seeing the buildings. Hey, the light's green for the first time in like a month. What you know about that? Uh-oh. I'm under the light. It's red for no reason. Nice warning sign, guys. Thanks. Thanks for the warning that was the right turn only lane. There was absolutely nothing in that one. What a shame. On to the next one. Roswell Road at 12 noon on a Friday. What did I get myself into? Imagine what we would go through if I took Roswell Road south towards 285. Imagine how long it would take us to get there. I'd say at least an hour and 38 minutes. Oh no. Someone got my parking space. All right. Let's hope this one's a lot better. No, we're not going to go yet. We got to make our way up to Norcross, but I'm not going to go until traffic starts moving. It's the way I operate. Once traffic starts moving on the road is when I keep going. When I start. I'm not a fan of just like sitting there. We'll talk about that later. It's one of my little glitches. Imagine buying all these things, though. I mean, that'll cost you a high dollar. Well worth it, but, you know. Angels everywhere. Good quality so far, just no space for it. I gotta be choosy. Dang, those are nice. What you guys think? Should I get these right here? I know they're modern, but you know, can't tell if they're plastic or what. Acrylic. Dang, these things go for $39, but they're on sale for $14. What store was that though? I can't read it. Through the label. These are nice though, guys. I like these. Let me go ahead and grab these. Very cool indeed. Even cooler. Looks like it's time to grab something to add to that fashion show. Hold on. Let me pull up one space. You guys crazy. I know it ain't gonna fit. Now what am I gonna do? I got one or two more Goodwills to make it to. Not close to this place though, but there's an issue. Looks like Norcross High School in Wesleyan just got out. And it's not even 3 o'clock yet. It's only about 2:25. There was a long line of school buses up here. Oh well, going to take a while to get anywhere. I wonder if the treasure's going to be getting better today, the further away we get from home. You know what I mean? You know exactly where we are. course, every car in front of us just about is turning into this one. It's one of the best ones I've ever been to, and everybody else knows it. Let's hope we find a parking space. Hey, right here, right now, right here, right now. At least there's a little bit of daylight left. Almost 6 o'clock. That's one thing about this time of year. When it gets dark at like 5 o'clock. Just wait till around December 20th. Dang, can't see jack. Uh-oh, no lights. A stop sign like it's 1983. Last one. And it's right next to the church, go figure. Perfect. Exactly what we need. A Goodwill next to a church. Let's see what kind of blessings they have left in this one. Let's hope they don't close at 6, because it's already 6 o'clock. Not many cars in the parking lot, guys. Dang it. Rheumatology? That's exactly what we need. This last trip is getting better than I thought. And I haven't gone in there yet. Well, that's going to do it. Last Goodwill of the evening. Tired? Ready to go home? Chow down on some food? Go over what we've recovered today? But what a shame. I think that antique store is not here anymore. I think it was in the space right here. I'll never forget it. One of my favorite places to come. I used to stop in this place during work when I was in the area and just browse around and look through their antiques and stuff like that and grab a few things here and there. Boy, were they ever loaded down. It's almost like they were taking steroids, you know, like some of the minor leaguers back in like the late 90s. Not the major leaguers, but the minor leaguers. Let's put it like that. It was like an antique junk store on steroids. Why is that? It's considered cheating in my book. Let's just say it's kind of different what they did, but they were very smart because they were right next to a Goodwill. And they hit it right every time they walked in the door 10 times a day. Half their collection came from the Goodwill, probably. What you know about that? Talk about highway robbery. On steroids. Cool. Not there anymore though, but that was a long time ago. That was way back in like 2004, 2005. Probably up until 2008 when I was running by this place. Doing the exact same thing that they did. Going to Goodwill, and then go into their store. Too bad it's gone, but times change. See you back at the Da Vinci pad. Nothing but a bunch of empty bags. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this prime collection from the Goodwills on this rainy day. Hope you like it. Man, what a day indeed. Talk about hitting the jackpot. Yeah, it's just a few things that I enjoy. That's it. I don't know if I'm going to use this as some kind of beer mug or what. Look how big this thing is. I think it's some kind of candle holder. No big deal. Probably get it from Steinmart, whatever. Paid $1.39 for this thing. Beautiful. Got gold flecks in it. Probably was part of a bigger set or something like that. I actually thought this thing was drank out of because I thought that was lipstick on the edge of it right there. But it's not, it's wax. Cool. Nice little item right there. Definitely going to be adding that to something. Yeah. Some things you can never forget. Got to collect it so you never forget. All it takes is a face, a picture. Very nice indeed. Paid $3 for that piece. Hang it on the wall or add it to the shelf in the bedroom. Just like these things, I got big plans for these. I'm so glad I found these in a pair. I mean, look at these things right here. Got to collect the symbol. Tickles my fancy for real. Especially that one. That's the better one. Different, but they're the same. Wonder if there was more to the set. I don't know. Who knows where they came from in the beginning. $10.99 a piece. They were marked down to $7.09. Yeah. I got big plans to, put these someplace else. But this one's got a little bit of a chip on it. No big deal. I'll just Photoshop that thing with a brown marker or something like that. But I plan on moving these things around over here on the end tables. This one and the one over here on this side. That's going to be where these things are going. Kind of even out the living room, or whatever room this is. My sitting room. Yeah, I got the ladies right here. Still can't tell if they're alabaster. Good thing they're not 3D printed. And no, I'm not going to paint them. Very beautiful indeed. Seems like everything came from Italy today. I don't know what came first. Was I looking for it? Or were they looking for me? Very cool indeed. Made in Italy. I peeled off the Goodwill sticker on this one because I was trying to see what the store was. Probably came from Tuesday morning or something. I kind of ripped this one up. Retail $39.99, marked all the way down to $14.99. And then we paid what for these things? $3, I think? $3.09. Very good find indeed. We hit it right with these ladies right here. I was about to say babes, but you know what? Nothing like the ladies. Got big plans for them too. I don't know if I'll put them up on the fireplace, like on either side of the clock or something. I gotta think about that. They're beautiful. Very lucky we came across these things, and they're not broken either. A lot of this stuff was probably just set out because somebody else would have grabbed them in a heartbeat. We just hit it right on a rainy day, a weekday at that. Certificate of warranty, $2.09 for this tourist thing right here. Get from a tourist shop. Very nice indeed. Not even laser scored. All hand done, most likely, from what I'm looking at. Ready for the wall. Where am I going to put it? I don't know yet. I know you want to take a better look at these things right here. This is a marker drawing. Look at this art right here. Beautiful color choice in this. The blue and the red stand out so perfectly. You could tell it's by a magic marker. Probably the most expensive ones you could find at the art store. Who knows? It could have been the cheapest ones. but we found one of a kind, hopefully. There's no signature on it, nothing like that, but the art style itself could be the signature. It could be hidden in here. I thought that could have been it right there. Look at that. Gotta read between the lines. Can't tell if that's letters or numbers. You be the judge. But they did a great job at this. Could be worth a good amount, but I'm not worried about the price. It's collecting and investing in other people's art. That's important to me. Very nice indeed. Can't wait to get my hand back in this thing. Be a while before I reach this level. Yeah, but it's got the perfect frame around it. I will never take it out. But that says a story on the back. Numbers and a dot, handwritten, in a high dollar area with a high dollar framing shop. Good old Buckhead. So someone spends a good amount of money to get this professionally framed. But why would you donate it though? It's in our hands now, just like this thing right here. 1869 map of Richmond, Virginia. I know old maps when I see them, when they have the wear and tear and stuff in them. You know, the creases, the fracture marks, pieces missing from the map, you know? But there's a number here I want you to take a look at. What I saw in the store. Check this thing out. I actually thought that was a date at first before I noticed the one in red below. 1790-something-2. I don't know what that means because this definitely is not from 1792. It's from 1876. You can barely read it. It's in fine print. I'm trying to save my reflection. 1876. I've researched this thing. Map itself is probably worth about $3 or $4, maybe more than that. Not as old as I like, but it's old enough. Nothing like collecting those maps. Framing's just right. Looks like they took it from an old house or something, like molding around a window. Even the corners don't match up. They don't. I mean, they overlap each other. But no criticism with this. I'll talk about that in a second, though. Another professional framing shop. Upcycled. Redesign. Very good job indeed. They even got the embossed logo on the back of it. The branding within it. Talk about Da Vinci style. Take something and make it into something else, more desirable. Nothing is truly garbage. Nothing is truly garbage. You just have to have a different mind. Yeah, hold on. Probably the best find of the day, guys. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make sure it's authentic. It weighs a ton, like solid gold. What a masterpiece. I know it's very simple, but it looks like it needs a little bit of restoration. Could be original, not sure. In a very nice frame. Looks like it's got some condition issues. But you saw the artist's name on it earlier. Margot Balsarek or something like that. Very nice indeed. I'm hoping this thing is not a reproduction. I tried to look at it the best I could inside the store with the light, trying to see if there was any texture or anything in it, on it, whatever. And it's almost impossible to tell. It looks almost airbrushed. This thing could be worth a good amount of money. A lot of her paintings go for upwards of $10,000 to $15,000, but those are the large ones that cover half a wall. I don't know how much the small ones go for. But this could be an original. It's got some damage to it right there, some kind of stain. But that's not what caught my attention in the beginning. You got to examine things closer. Even on the flip side of things, got to be careful not to damage it. There's a very important item on the back here. Look at the quality of this though. Look at the old school masking tape to keep out the moisture and all around the edges. How it's patinaed over the years. But this thing right here, the things that caught my attention, I know everything about framing. And this thing is no joke. This was made to be mounted to a wall, screwed to a wall for security purposes. They got the specialized mounts that you have to get professionally hung, where you screw the brackets perfectly on the wall and then you mount it and lock it to the wall so it can't be easily taken off the wall or knocked off the wall. It's got the fancy burlap back. Very nice indeed. Don't know if that's from the framing store or what. It's got the very hard tacks in there. But that's not what seems to be the most important thing on here. Next to these, of course, is the sticker on it. That's what got my attention. How did no one ever notice this? We're so very lucky to find such an object. I know your mind is wondering. It is. Your mind is going nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is an inventory tag for a moving company. That's exactly what that is. Art at Chase Lounge, King Guest Room. So this was next to a Chase Lounge in the King Guest Room. AAK 106. The identifier for it, like the serial number for the object itself. I know you're wondering, I know there's a lot of King families in Metro Atlanta. There's a ton of King families. But what if this actually belonged to the King family? And you know what King I'm talking about. Should have noticed the signs in the last two Goodwills that I ran into. Everything had a pattern. Crowns. Kings. The word king all over the place. On half the stuff I looked at. The metal crowns I found on a shelf. At the last one, I thought about getting them. A lot of cups, saucers. They had symbols on them, pointing me to look at king. Look at a king. And this was one of the first things I collected. Must admit something to somebody. Excuse my sinuses. Must have meant something to somebody or some family for real to have this bolted to the wall so nobody could steal it. If this thing is the real deal Holyfield and it belonged to the King family or one of the King families of the ultimate king in ATL, I will never ever take this thing out of the frame. It'll go on the wall as is, knowing that I collected and recovered something so perfect. Very nice indeed. Let's hope no one robbed anything out of the bank, you know, like this. Very nice indeed. I know, just a bunch of cool looking rocks. I love these science kits though, but they are extremely expensive. But the main reason I got this thing was not only just to look for some crystals, which I do see some right here that can be made into jewelry or something, but most of the stuff is just going to go into a small container. That's it, on the coffee table or whatever, in the bedroom, in the bathroom perhaps. This is more like bathroom stuff. Yeah, got the ancient fossils. You're going to say, Da Vinci, why don't you just go down to the Flint River? Find 10,000 a day? I don't think you can. I think it's illegal. Yeah, but the main reason I got the box was because of the hidden box inside. There's something big in here. I definitely got to take a deeper look at it. But I don't think I can get it open with one hand. I think it's got to be open with two hands, though. This thing is tight. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that thing real quick. For real. Got to take a better look at these things. Hold on. Check it out, check it out. Exactly the reason why I got this box. But every little crystal is precious. It is. Never had shark's teeth in my collection. I know you're going to tell me just go down to the Flint River and find 15 a day. Or other places like that. I don't even know if the phone is going to focus this thing. These things are so small. Bring it over to my little trusty table right here in the light. Yeah. These have definitely got to be authentic, though. They do. Got to be authentic. I mean, because I came from National Geographic, right? Very cool indeed. Just two little shark's teeth, but this thing right here, look at this. You know me, I'm a man of many hobbies. I am. Look at that perfect golden ratio right there. I know it looks like it might have been broke off a little bit. But look at that thing right there. Nature is so perfect, isn't it? It's always going to be perfect. Very beautiful indeed. Can make a very nice piece of jewelry. But I would never do that, though. I mean, because I don't want to drill any kind of holes or anything like that. It's like a solid piece of heavy glass. Very beautiful. So small, though. It's almost like when I get stuff like this, I put it inside of a safe or something like that. Because I don't want anything to happen to it. But it needs to be displayed. All this does. And taken care of. Nothing like that finding and recovering from a Goodwill, right? From one spectrum to the other. One side to the other. Pieces that are just so ancient. To items that are just so new. And everything else in between, you know. Quite the challenge to go out there during that rainstorm. All day rain, sitting all that traffic, and we hit it right. Hit it right indeed. Last but not least, this humongous masterpiece of an urn. Look at how beautiful the color is in this thing. It's almost like the lady herself is plastered on the face of this. It looks like the night sky. Looking out towards the universe. Look at that. Where's the telescope at? We don't need it. It's on the urn. Let's call this a giant urn, not a vase. Look at that. Every curve. Every nook, cranny, every line. Has a lot of artistic promise in this thing. Look at that, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Man, just don't drop this thing. But I think it's already been dropped. I'll get to that in a minute, though. I'm too busy looking at this. I know. I don't know how somebody missed it, or anybody missed it, period, but it's got a couple of blemishes on it. I can cover it up later, fix it, whatever. Yeah. Maybe they just set this thing out on the shelf. I know you never saw it in the store because my hands were full by carrying it like a football out the door. Carrying it like a baby. Look at the hidden gold inside that right there. Very nice indeed. Couldn't have done it better myself. Paid $5 for this. But it's got a title on the bottom. Sunrise. Hold on. The artist has entitled it something. And now we're entitled to it. But yeah, I think the bottom was busted off or something like that. I didn't notice it until I got it back in the vehicle. Not saying that it was too late. It's never too late. but I would never take something like this back. But when I got in the vehicle, I looked it over and saw things that I've noticed before in other pieces. The things you always have to look out for when it comes to pots and pans and stuff like this. When it comes to urns, anything that's made of plaster, masonry, whatever, you have to look for little things like that. A telltale sign that something was knocked off, and you can barely make out the fracture line. Whoever repaired this did an absolutely flawless job, even though they missed a couple of telltale signs. Those are just like flake-off marks. Those are just flake-off marks. When something breaks off, it takes a little bit extra with it. Luckily for us, it didn't take off too much. Very unnoticeable when it comes to the bottom being knocked off. But that doesn't matter, does it, guys? Not at all. At least not to me. I mean, when I first saw this thing, it reminded me of this concept I came up with a couple of years ago when it came to the art. I know you saw me taking pictures of the rusty old shelf. I think it was like at the first or the second Goodwill. You saw me taking pictures of the rusty old shelf. How artistic it was. And I came up with this concept many years ago, almost like giving back to Goodwill in a very artistic manner. Taking the stuff that they provide and finding the art deep inside of it, just like this. Taking pictures of it, framing it, arterizing the crap out of it, cleaning it up, whatever. Creating a different kind of art, guided by the art that they provided, that was created inside the store itself. You just have to find the treasure deep inside and do good with it, you know? Yeah. So they make more money to do more good. And that's all it takes. Imagine if I took over about 50 pictures of this, micro, macro, and framed it. Framed all these little tiny pictures and just spread them out to all these different Goodwills. Pick nice frames or whatever, and then donated them back in a very, very different way. And people buy them. People buy them, swoop them up off the shelf, and the money goes towards good. But it all began somewhere, right? In the store itself. All the stores have hidden treasure deep inside. You just have to make art from it. And it's like an exponential revolving door when it comes to them getting more money. Yeah, look at that. Look at that side. Very cool indeed. That's a picture right there. That's an abstract print right there. Just do it on canvas paper or something, watercolor paper. Make the colors blend right. You know, tear off the edges to give it some more artistic sense to it. Just like that right there, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Every inch holds a bunch of promise to it. Definitely going to be given back. And I'm not talking about the object itself, the hidden treasure deep inside of it. Right on the surface. Yeah. But still, I know everything I touch doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. You saw me pick up a lot of stuff at all the Goodwills. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. It just jogs a memory. It makes me think about something when I pick it up. Maybe something that could be done to it. Something that could be created later with something else. The imagination, of course. Where's the Chattahoochee River? From back in the 1400s. Back in the mid-1300s. The 1500s, when they made that map and handed it off to somebody else. Where something was mapped out. Very nice indeed. I know it was a reproduction like crazy. I don't technically buy a lot of reproductions. A very nice collection indeed. I hope you enjoy the Goodwill adventures as always. Hopefully it was just going to be just as nice as this in the coming adventures. See you later on.